In the year 2019, there seemed to be one headline that dominated the rest. Of course, I have to be talking about Jeff Bezos. His net worth reportedly reached $150 billion. This was absolutely mind-blowing. There is countries out there whose net worths are not that much. There's countries out there whose GDPs did nowhere near that close. And Jeff Bezos is richer than over what was the crazy number? Over 20% of the population of the United States. I pulled that number out of my booty hole. But back to the point. So when the headline hit that Jeff Bezos' wife and him were getting a divorce, it was reported that he got at least $35 billion out of the settlement, which still left Jeff Bezos the richest person in the United States with a measly, $120 billion net worth? I know, very measly, very insignificant. And with Amazon becoming a runaway success of a company, I mean, they're gonna own grocery stores, they're gonna own malls, they're shutting down all the retail stores. They're just absolutely dominating. It doesn't look like anyone's gonna get close to Jeff Bezos's net worth soon. However, there is one person who has a chance. And what if I told you he's a 16-year-old millionaire? Now, by the end of this video, I'm going to tell you who this 16-year-old guy is, if you haven't already guessed from the title, because I literally put his name in the title. But I'm going to give you some background on him. His name is Bugha, the greatest name ever. I'm going to give you 6 reasons why he's going to catch up to Jeff Bezos. And I'm going to let you guys know in each of those reasons how we can use those factors so that maybe we can one day be millionaires ourselves, or maybe like 100 grand heirs. That's very respectable, I think. Hi, my name is Fly Stu, and you're listening to the Uneducated Investor Podcast. Feel free to leave a like, because these take so long, and a comment, and let me know who your favorite CEO is. Are you a Mark Zuckerberg? Everyone hates him now, so probably not. Are you into my boy Warren Buffett? Well, he's kind of like a CEO. Let me know who your favorite CEO is. And this is the Uneducated Investor Podcast. This is where we mix pop culture with business, and hopefully we both learn to become better investors on this together. So who is this Bugha? Why is he 16, and how did he make over $1 million? Well, if you haven't heard of him by now, he is a 16-year-old Fortnite player, and he was qualified for this $100 million Fortnite tournament. That's right, $100 million. There was around 200 contestants, and just for making it into this tournament, you got 100 grand. That's a year's salary for a lot of people. Yes, you're making that at that age. Now, these guys' ages range from 14, and the highest age was like 25. So a lot of young kids making a lot of money. But of course, for becoming the first person who placed first overall, you as the solo winner of this 100-man tournament, you got $3 million. 3 million big ones. Now, 6 reasons on why Bugha is going to actually pass Jeff Bezos. The first reason why is because that $3 million he won is actually worth a lot more than $3 million. In finance and investing, there's this thing called time value of money. That means the dollars you earn today are worth way more in the future. And this is because of the simple fact that you can invest that money. Now, how can we invest? I heard investing is so risky. You might have heard don't invest in stocks because they're so risky. However, there is a way to get a risk-free 8%. And yes, I said risk-free, virtually risk-free, 8% of the year. And you don't have to think about anything. This is because you can just invest in an S&P index fund like an ETF. And essentially what happens is when people go to work and they work their corporate jobs, you work at a desk, you basically give your money to a pension, and that pension invests in an ETF like fund, an index type fund. Now, an index fund is something that just mirrors the market. You buy a little piece of America, you buy a bunch of pieces of a different companies, put into one diversified asset, and you make that risk-free profit. It's really marvelous. It's really a marvelous thing. So that means that money that you earn today is worth money in the future. So as investors, one thing that we should always know is how to invest our money in a risk-free assets like an ETF. Of course, look up ETFs on Google. I will make more videos about this in the future, so maybe I'll put a card in the description. But that's the first reason. His 1.6 million, if he invested it for 60 years, so by the time he's 76, in a risk-free asset like an ETF, he would be worth $150 million at the age of 76. I just had a mind for it there. Now remember, 50% of his 3 million is tax, so realistically he'll only be able to invest 1.5 million. That's the number that turns into 150 million after 60 years. But of course, that's not a billion. That's not going to be 200 billion. That's not enough to beat Jeff Bezos. So how will he get there? Don't worry, Flight Crew. Flight Stewie has your answer. Number 2, Bugha has access to multiple sources of income, multiple sources of passive income. This is to be expected. And this goes back to the great art of being a gamer. You see, gamers are now in a position where they're going to be out earning tennis players. They're going to be out earning people who golf. They're going to be out earning basically football players. They're out earning, like, they're going to be the top earning athletes. And this is because they have so much ways to monetize themselves at such early ages. So if you didn't know, I do Twitch streams every Saturday. I started doing this for a year, just playing Fortnite with a couple of viewers every Saturday, just to really learn about the platform. Because of course, Ninja, a very famous Fortnite player, he's quoted saying he makes $500,000 a month, and I need to know how. So the reason why Bugha is going to make that $1.5 million into $200 billion by the time he's 70 is because there is so much ways to monetize as a gamer. So a site like Twitch, which is a gaming website where you live stream your gameplay, people will donate money while they are watching you play. And people make a ridiculous amount of money from doing this. Also, people want to know what gear you're using. So they want to know what mic you're talking out of. They want to know what headphones you're using. They want to know your keyboard, your PC, your setup. There is a lot of things that people will buy off of the affiliate links that you put in your description because essentially they look up to you. Think about it. How many kids when they're younger want to be a gamer? How much adults want to have the best equipment? It makes it really easy to let people buy your equipment in the Amazon affiliate links. So because he has so much opportunities to him, and I'm not even talking about the sponsorship opportunities. I mean, because he's becoming such a recognizable face, Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, all of these companies, even car companies will want to give him money because of course his face is going to be so recognizable because he has such strong personal brand after winning such a big $100 million tournament. So what have we learned about this from investors? We need multiple sources of income to have a chance at making millionaire status for ourselves. Number 3. This is a big one too. Personal brand. So I touched it a bit in the last one, but essentially he made that 1.5 million off of skill, and now he has access to a very rich personal brand. This is essentially so important because personal brand needs to be thought of as an asset class. I'm telling you, Flight Crew, if you start building your personal brand today, then you can become richer tomorrow. There is a reason why someone like Donald Trump literally went broke, was in massive debt, but it was able to build that up back to billions of dollars. And that is because personal brand. So someone like Bugha, who won that 3 million, which is 1.5 million after taxes, after he won that money, that was only half of what he won. He right now is going on late night shows and he's having all these sponsorship deals and all these agents wanting to represent him because just for doing a commercial spot or endorsing a product or doing a partnership or collab, he's essentially a money printing machine. So how do we build a personal brand as investors? A big one is social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube and podcasting like I'm doing right now. This is a great way where you can build your personal brand and use that personal brand and leverage it to have connections that maybe you can monetize in the future. So for instance, like this podcast right now, you know, it's a financial podcast. This is a great way for me to reach out to people in companies or reach out to people in the finance community and maybe do some sort of partnership or collabs with them. You know, great way to monetize. That's why someone like, you know, as controversial as they are, Logan Paul continues to make money because he's able to do all of these partnerships and sell that merch. I have no merch. I wish I had merch. Number 4 reason on why Bugha will be a $200 billion man, passing Jeff Bezos. And that is because he attracts a very lucrative audience. You see, the gamers that watch him play Fortnite, the gamers that watch him on Twitch or whatever platform he decides to game on, is a very sought after audience. Why is that? Because if you are a gamer that watches a gamer, you probably have a great PC setup, and it is statistically more likely that you're a cord cutter and you don't watch TV. You watch over-the-counter services like Netflix, or you just stream and pirate all your stuff online. Now, of course, none of us, I've never done that before in my life. I've never pirated anything. I am a mama's boy, and she would whip my booty so hard that she'd send me back to booty camp. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what she would do. Very lucrative audience, this cord cutter audience, and it's very hard for advertisers to reach this audience until now. Now the advertisers know exactly what this gamer audience is watching. They're watching people play video games, and you're gonna see these gamers make ridiculous amounts of money. Now, millions of people tuned in to watch this crazy $100 million Fortnite tournament while it was happening. So much so that at one point there was over 500,000 concurrent watchers. To put this in perspective, if Netflix has a show on there that does 300,000 current watchers, it's an absolute hit. The Bachelorette, if they did 500,000, absolute hit on that network. Like, this is absolute hit net numbers. And this Twitch, on Twitch, doing 500,000 current watchers of this Fortnite gameplay. And this is just, I'm talking about like the Bachelorette and Netflix are like 1 hour shows. Like, this event was 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe up to 10 hours of like footage max. So they're doing crazy numbers over all that footage. Marketing people are gonna start putting those huge budgets that they put towards those car Ford commercials that you watch on TV. They're gonna take that $1 million budget and start applying it to these Twitch streams. And who is the beneficiary of this? Of course, Bugha. I just like saying his name by this point. But as you can see, when these social trends start happening and Bugha starts really capitalizing off of this, his net worth is gonna start to soar, my friend. So as an investor, if you're trying to really build wealth, make sure you have a market that's somewhat lucrative. You know, make sure you're in an industry that's lucrative. So one of the big industries is computer science. You see a lot of people going to Facebook and a lot of people going to Google to work. These guys are making like 100 grand, 150 grand. It's a place where you can make a lot of money. You make a lot of money in real estate. You make a lot of money in stocks. Making sure that there's a market for you to make money is a great way to make some moolah, baby. Number 5 reason why Bugha is going to be bigger, have a bigger net worth than Jeff Bezos. Of course, that is the connection with the audience. You see, back in the day, when you were a big star, a big celebrity like a Will Smith or a Leo DiCaprio, essentially, you had to have distance from your fans, keep that illusion so that they would think that you are a bigger person and bigger than life. But nowadays, everyone's more like Cardi B. They're down to earth, they're touching their fans, and their fans feel like they're literally their friends. This is what live streaming gaming, something like Twitch, provides to people. You literally get that connection. When people come in your chat, they expect that you talk to them back. It's literally an expectation of theirs, right? So this creates such a connection with their fans, and this creates a whole different level of fandom that we haven't ever seen. Just imagine if after Billie Jean, you could literally go and talk to Michael Jackson and ask him if she is really in fact his lover. Cause it's been some years, I'm really trying to figure it out, man. Was she your lover from MJ? Was she? But yes, nowadays people want that connection with their audience. They want to know who their star is, and that is something that gaming provides that a lot of other type of things do not. This is gonna skyrocket his net worth because let's face it, who do you want to give your hard-earned bucks to? Would you rather a random person or your friend? Definitely your friend. So when people are buying these products, they're always gonna have Bugha in mind. They always want to see him be more successful. Now, number 6, and is this in the camera? Number 6. Now, number 6 isn't necessarily a reason why Bugha is going to be super rich and successful, but it's why Jeff Bezos is so rich and successful. You see, I did a plot twist on you. You thought number 6 was about Bugha. It's about Jeff Bezos. If you fell for that plot twist, hit that like button. Please hit it. Now number 6 is all about Jeff Bezos. Now, the reason why Jeff Bezos is as rich as he is because he sees everything. He is the all-knowing deity. He's in the sky. He can see what is going to happen millions of years before it's going to happen. So, of course, Twitch is owned by who? That's right, Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos already saw the lucrative market of what is gaming. So when gaming starts to get popular and gaming starts to really take off, which is he essentially owns a piece of esports because he bought Twitch a couple years ago for around, what was it, over $1 billion. So he can market every single product he wants to on Twitch. Simply, this guy is a genius among all. And of course, if you want to have a subscription, basically when you subscribe to people on Twitch, you get cool things like emojis and, you know, different accesses and things of those natures that other people don't have in the chat. It's something that's really exclusive to the person that you subscribe to. So on Twitch, you pay to subscribe to someone, if that makes sense. But subscriptions are free on Twitch if you have Amazon Prime. So again, all those people on Twitch are getting used to and getting conditioned to get Amazon Prime at that age. So Jeff Bezos is again thinking 30 years ahead and thinking that this is a great way to introduce people to Amazon. And of course, this lucrative gaming audience that, you know, people are struggling to hit cord cutters. He's essentially hitting all of them because he owns Twitch. So in the end, Jeff Bezos kind of wins. I mean, so like I basically clickbaited, but it's not clickbait because number six is that he can game forever. You thought I was gonna give you a number 6. You thought Jeff Bezos was gonna win. Again, double plot twist. I deserve that like button now. I'm like literally M. Night Shyamalan here. Bugha can game forever. This isn't a sport like basketball where your skills disappear. This isn't a sport like football where you're injured before you even graduate high school. This is gaming, and like the old school grand chess masters that get better like a fine wine with age, Bugha is going to be a better, more nifty, more nimble player every year that he gets older. And of course, maybe if he's not the best in the world at the game, he's always going to be in the top, because having a skill like that, having those crazy reflexes is something that not a lot of people can have. Trust me, I play Fortnite every Saturday on Twitch. It is a ridiculously difficult game. And if you're in the top 0.1% like Bugha is, you're like so far gifted that like you can play any game and be successful. So again, make sure that, you know, as investors, you choose something where we can literally use the skills that we have to make money forever. So basically what I'm saying is never retire. So to wrap up, how as weak investors can we become more wealthy and following the Bugha $200 billion plan so we can make money for ourselves? Let's do a countdown. Let's do a wrap up. Number 1, time value of money. Money we earn today is worth more tomorrow if we invest it. So make sure you invest in that risk-free ETF asset. Talk to your financial advisor, because I am not one. Number 2, having multiple sources of passive income. Make sure that you set up multiple ways to make money for yourself. So use a salary from your job, your full-time, your part-time job. Use that money to make more money, whether that's investing, doing real estate, or playing a lot of video games. Number 3, build yourself a personal brand. Brand is the new asset class. This is the new gold. This is the new real estate. Build yourself a personal brand because that is how you leverage it to build connections to hire more powerful people who can put you in spots to make money off sponsorships or whatever you want to do. Number 4, Bugha had a very lucrative audience. So make sure that when you're as an investor, you pick something that has a lucrative market yourself. If you really want to make a lot of money, go into something like tech or go into an area like engineering. These are areas where jobs will always be there and have a lot of money making potential in the future. Number 5, connection with your audience. Bugha is going to make a lot of money because of course he's well connected with his fans. He has a touch with them. He has a touch with his viewers. So always remember, put relationships first. Relationships is really how you make a lot of money. Trust me, you are an average of your 5 closest friends. If your closest friends are all billionaires, you might make $1 billion yourself. And number 6, Bugha is going to be gaming forever. Not only because he's young, not only because his skills get better, because he loves it and he's passionate about it. Find a skill that only will get better, like fine wine, like, you know, flipping houses or investing. And of course, be passionate on what you do, just like my boy, Bugha, Ooga, 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 Ooga. And as always, Flight Crew, if you like the video, give it a like, give it a comment, and tell me who your favorite CEO is. Mine, of course, is Mark Zuckerberg. And just let me know. You know what I mean? I'm always looking for great companies. And as always, subscribe if you haven't already. We have 3 videos a week, and the best, most brightest investors are the uneducated ones. Why is that? Because the uneducated investor, they never, ever, ever stop learning. Sorry, Flight Crew, but we gotta take off. See you next time.